Yowzer, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host today and every day that you come to this channel. On today's episode, I'm getting a chance to go check out a house that's getting built. A buddy of mine in Milton, Florida is having his house built by this local contractor, and we're going to check out what they're doing. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, so we are heading over to Milton from Pensacola, and we are making a left on Country Road 197A. It's going to be a short little drive. I got these small clips, so you guys just want to check out the area. It is out in the boonies. I didn't know how far I was having to go, but I got directions. My buddy Kyle to head on out there. We're just kind of closing along. On the left-hand side, as you see here, there's a brand new development that's going up. I think it's going to be like 40 or 50 acres of new construction housing. The construction here in this area in Milton, actually, I think also Crestview, it's gone berserk and it's not stopping. Right now, I think from what I've been seeing other YouTube channels, they actually been saying that one of the most expensive cities, one of many expensive cities for residential sales is Pensacola, Florida, which is a nice neighborhood. It just the construction is not stopping, and I think that's what's maintaining these high prices for houses. Of course, it doesn't help that a lot of these commercial real estate companies are coming into Florida and just picking up the lots. I'll check it out. Brand new Circle K. I think in the last 10 years, gas station, 16 or 18 spots. Now we actually got to the road. We're heading down the dirt road, which is like a easement to get access to the property. And as you can tell, we are in the boonies. This is North Milton, way all the way up there. You kind of see the red clay. For some of you guys that are not familiar with the red clay here in North Florida, I know I got a lot of friends out down in South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. You may want to check out the video footage. And so for you guys out there in England and the UK and Ukraine, go Ukraine. We support you, we believe in you, and we're there, thinking of you all the time. So we're going to go ahead and pull in here. Just park the car. Sorry for the reflections on my dash. I had some drawings. I had a meeting with a client, and that's what you're seeing is some of that reflection. So I got this is my buddy Kyle, and walk over to the house.
All right, guys, we finally made it. I think we had to go through some country dirt road, and like 10 miles out to the country. So now we're at the house, and we're gonna check it out. So bear with us.
Yeah, so right now, the last few days they've been doing the brick. That's what they're out there cutting now.
Okay. That's a good blend of brick.
Yeah, we wanted it to not have any red, really. Just browns and grays. Because it's going to be whiteboard and batten all up above.
I got you.
Dining room.
Oh, this is the dining room?
Yeah, the dining room.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm looking straight down.
Gotcha.
There's a couple of
Yeah, that's
spot
the one
down
thing I was
buckets
talking to
on the tabletop. I think
one of
that's
the
where
engineers,
workers
and I think
are
it
gonna
was,
sit down and eat.
I
Let me take a break.
forgot what his name was, and he says, you got two options. He says, you can go with a threaded rod, which is what it looks like you guys did,
Yeah.
and then the plates, and then it's supposed to be, these are supposed to be like every 4 foot on center, and at 8 inches from the corners, and then sort of like what they did there, and then then you order something about the plywood
Yeah.
sheathing, and then it actually functions as your strap.
Oh, okay.
So it ties the whole wall together, so to make sure that they're actually nailing together. So that actually works to kind of tie the plate
Right.
with the upper plate.
Yeah, well, that's what kind of creates that like
This
diaphragm. I was
video,
learning about that a little bit.
because I'm using one of those
You can kind of see.
DJI
And you can see where they
cams. It doesn't look up, but I got a couple of other videos where I'm going to show you what's happening up above us.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple more shots on this one.
It's kind of adjusting
And,
itself.
we're kind of checking out the house. We just walked into the inside. I'm kind of just poking my nose over here in electrical.
Bedroom?
Yeah, so master bedroom. So this was laundry, mudroom,
Mm-hmm.
pantry, and then this is master bedroom. This is where our coffee bar is going to go with a little sink and
Oh, okay.
refrigerator.
Nice.
We'll have our coffee maker and stuff there.
Ply Gym it seems to be everybody's just in Ply Gym.
Yeah, it's probably the cheapest.
I had a previous upload where I was showcasing some houses on East Hill. I think if you guys check out that video, I think they're using the same manufacturer Ply Gem on those windows.
So a lot of the residential down in East Hill, New East Hill, Ply Gym.
Mm-hmm.
Ply Gym.
Yeah, so all of this craft backed, my brother-in-law and I put up.
Right.
All the pink they put up, but all the white and craft back
Yeah.
put up. Trying to help with some of that sound.
Mm-hmm.
So master bathroom, that's where the vanities would be, linen closet, big full glass.
Now, what do you think about this new piping system? This new
I don't like it.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have another shot looking straight down at that piping, and I think you may have glanced over at it a little bit ago. There, this stuff is some sort of like PVC pipe, and it's got all these elbows on it. I've never seen anything like this, just because it's some sort of new thing. Now, the one thing I'm noticing now that we're kind of staring at it in slow motion, I hope that on the opposite side of that stud, because I'm seeing that that pipe is not centered, the hole for that pipe is not centered in the stud. I hope that they put some sort of cover to protect it from getting a gypsum screw right through that pipe and then having the
This will be, I guess, the only thing that tells you if it's hot or cold.
Yeah.
You guys can.
maybe that pipe, maybe the studs are 2x6s, and there is enough. They say that you have to have at least 1.5 inches of coverage for the stud and the hole, so that when you screw through the wall, you sometimes you have like, I don't know, 1.5 inch screws or 3/4 inch screws, so that some of that screw head doesn't penetrate the pipe.
See that.
I'll make sure I remind my buddy here what to look up for. Now, I did a couple of more shots with my cell phone. On this one, I kind of was able to look up, and this shows you guys a little bit of what is happening overhead. As you can see, they did a spray foam system on the underside of the roof, and I asked Kyle to see what type of system it was. He didn't know exactly which one it was, but he says this is an open cell, and I think there's been arguments about open cell or closed cell. In some cases, in my opinion, when you're inside, you want open cell because it allows the plywood to breathe if it ever has any moisture captured in it. Now, the open cell does capture itself moisture just like any material does, but as long as the house is maintained dry by the mechanical system, you don't end up having trapped moist air in there. And I think an open cell does allow for some breathing. Now, if it was sitting on the outside, I would say a closed cell. And of course, there's a history of spray foam systems, releasing toxins in the air if it's not mixed properly. So hopefully that's been taken care of with the spraying of this attic.
So the walls are just slightly under 10 feet.
In here, it's 9 foot.
Oh, okay, so all this is 9
Yeah,
foot.
all of the bedrooms are 9 foot.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So this is one of the kids' rooms, 2x4s everywhere. 16 inches in center.
Yep, 16 in center.
You got looks like you got lights. You got sensors. What are these? Smoke detectors or something?
That's what I'm thinking. Is it must be a smoke.
Right there, I don't know if you see my mouse. That's the sensor that I was trying to figure out. It looked like it was odd, and it was placed in a spot where you normally would not see a light fixture or something. So I'm thinking it's got to be some sort of smoke detection system where it feeds electricity, and then it just detects to see if there's a smoke inside the rooms. And I think there may be a code requirement.
Detector.
And then you got
Ties into the security.
you got the exhaust system
For Florida residential code.
for the
You can
bathroom,
see all the
kids'
spray
bathroom.
Bedrooms and bathrooms.
Exhaust.
on the attic, and then I'm pointing out the exhaust, and you hear what Paul says.
Exhaust, you kind of see the exhaust.
Mhm. Yeah,
See
it just
right
goes out
there.
and dumps out the soffit.
Yeah, it seems to be a trend. Seems to be a trend a little easier than trying to put a poke a wall. You just go right out the soffit.
This would be their playroom.
Nice, nice playroom. This is about 200 square feet or something.
Yeah, I think it was.
Maybe 160. 10 by 16.
12 by 17, maybe.
12. You know, 12 is really hard to work with. 14. Yeah, that's standard.
Okay, if you
Yeah, I
guys
was
didn't
thinking that
catch
they might
that, right here where you see these two plates, that one and that one, that's what I meant by, and I think there's one here too. That's what I meant when I saw this pipe. There could be one right there. They're intended so that when you're drilling with your screw for your drywall, you hit that plate. You'll move the screw to another location so you don't penetrate the pipe. I mean, obviously you can kind of imagine you're installing the drywall and you poke this tiny little hole on this PVC pipe, and now you have a leak that is going to ruin all your drywall and everything else inside the house. And as time goes by, you end up having major issues. You kind of see there's another one right underneath. It's right in this location. There's another plate that protects the pipe that's penetrating into the ground. So it ties the base plate.
12. You know, 12 is really hard to work with.
Yeah, well, that's kind of. It's just a little bit harder to pull.
I ran 12s to the shed,
Yeah.
and it was tough. Once it was in there, it was tough to work.
Yeah. And notice since you're talking about the returns and the diffusers, main return
May return.
right there, perfect.
All right.
Love that location.
1, 2.
3.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had a phone call that came in while I was
3 all in
recording.
this side of the house.
Let's go back to this
Nothing on
video.
that side.
Jump over to
You can't be in a 2 by 2
shot. This one I like.
Well, I've seen them in 2 by
At some video footage and in how to installs for track pocket doors, and I'm sure that what they're saying to Kyle to install the pocket door may be more firm to do it out of 2 by 6s, but there are kits out there for walls that are 2 by 4s. So check this out.
2 by 4s.
That's how they're putting that truck in there.
All right, so now we're checking out the outside of the house, and you can notice something peculiar. I'm kind of going to go back real slow on this shot right here. The column, it's a 5.5 by 5.5, which is what we normally it's a nominal dimension for lumber. A 6 by 6 wood column. You would have this one strapped to the top, which I don't see any straps, and then clipped on the bottom with nails. You kind of see that you saw the base plate. It's a galvanized, and there's a gap. It pushes the wood column away from the concrete so that it doesn't deteriorate with time. And there's of course your ply gem window, And this is peculiar. What I was staring at right now was the tape around the windows, and of course I looked over here too. Now this is the soffit area where they just put plywood. It's a good idea.
Okay, so okay, I see what the plate is. It's got the nails. This is what I've been.
Here's one thing, and you're gonna hear my video, and I've seen this throughout, and I actually had a conversation with a homeowner that had these columns added to the inside of the house, and what you're noticing is this cracking is that the lumber is drying out, and sometimes it'll twist, so it is difficult one way or the other to specify an upgraded wood post when it's an engineered wood post, because it has resin in it that keeps it from deteriorating as time goes by. Now, is one cheaper than the other? Yeah, it's one is cheaper than the other. A lot of the times, you always hear this from a lot of different contractors, that architects gold plate construction efforts and this and that, but it's because we're trying to prevent you from 6-7 years from now having to replace that column because it twisted and it deteriorated with time, and now you're kind of looking back wishing and wondering if there was an easier way. Should I have done it out of steel? Should I have done it out of engineered post? But when you have conversations with other people, we're not going to put any more money in our pocket when we're trying to make sure that we're looking out for your best interest. So
Noticing, and people told me this, when they start using heavy timber like this, what is this, a 6x6 or an 8x8?
This is 6x6.
6x6, so 5.5.
now that was the front of the house. This is the back of the house, and it's very similar situation when you have 6x6 post that they're attaching. Technically, it's supposed to be attaching to the beam. And that's a different conversation. I don't see any attachments right now, but hopefully that's going to be taken care of, and they'll handle that in the field. Because all of a sudden you have a canopy that's sitting out there that's bearing down on the ground. But here in Florida, we deal with hurricane and wind forces that pull things up, and you'll be having this whole roof floating on those columns if you didn't have something to keep it from going up.
And I guess GFI outlets and stuff like that.
There'd be a TV up here, so I'm going to mount the.
Oh, nice. The TV. You can kind of see. And how far back?
Now, if you guys are catching some of this video footage, I don't know how comfortable anybody would be if you have a beam that only 2/3 of it is sitting on the column, and then you can see that 2/3 of the column is underneath the beam. I mean, I think technically it should have been the whole beam. The beam width is 5.5 and the column is 5.5, and it's just my logic doesn't computate here in this situation. So just move along.
And
Now, is there anything for me to say here on this one too? Now, here's another thing that we noticed. I don't know if you see this corner rafter. It doesn't even touch what they call a fascia plate across the front, across the roof line. You're supposed to connect those two and attach it so that it's a more rigid connection. I'm hoping that they either fix it or somehow you can say a prayer and the wind doesn't pull it up during a hurricane. You can tell your guys, like, yeah, have a YouTuber friend post this. So if you guys ever want to go back and look at the. And there I am, kind of just yapping away about my YouTube channel. Why are they running ducted flex ducts in commercial? This is more like a residential installation, and this is
or you use flex duct only to get like from your secondary trunk line to the diffuser.
Here I am looking at the columns up close because I was wondering where the strap was. So I went back. We're in the back side of the house.
To the water processing plant.
We walked up to, and we were trying to figure out where the condensing unit was for the AC.
How long have they been going at it?
And I think they've opted to place the unit.
We're May, so May is 5, so 5, 6, 7 months. Oh yeah, November.
Yeah, so 10 months is when they're supposed to be done, which is August.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how long the house has been under construction since November, so we're in May. So that's 5 plus 2.
Make sure you got no
I don't know, maybe my math is wrong.
ticks.
I don't know what you guys think.
There's a
Leave me
horses
a
and-
comment down below, and don't forget,
Oh, really?
you see the little icon right here
Oh, and all these
to subscribe. You know, I like for you guys to come back and check out more videos.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna be posting some videos
Really?
real soon.
Oh, you can trim those things and kind of repot them. Nice.
Now we're walking over. Actually, I want to get some of those blueberries. I don't know if that will or not, but check this out. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? I did this for you guys. Whomever is not watching some of these videos, check it out. I know I'm kind of been listening to a lot of these other YouTube channels, telling you advice of like, hey, pop in something, move something there.
All right, so
something out here, put a
so
little
this
pop-in
system-
image. You know,
here's your water treatment system
you guys
for
to keep you guys from
well.
walking away.
What's in it? What system is this?
So, the way that this system works is it pumps water up from here. This is a big air bladder
Okay.
that gives me my pressure,
Okay.
and then this cycles through. This is my filter.
Okay.
So it pumps it up, runs it through the filter, and then filters the water.
Notice I'm about to ask him a question about this amazing support system sitting on dirt, and the bladder tank is not even bolted to the cinder block.
Drives it and pushes it out. So then this is a clean out.
Ah,
Or if you get any sediment or anything
Gotcha.
that's starting to come through.
gotcha.
And then within the first year, they want you to put a pump house over top of it.
So his well, he dug it in there, or not him, but he paid somebody to dug it in. They went 300 feet, and the quality of the water that's coming out of his well, this system right here, it's so pure. He doesn't have to go buy bottled water. That's how pure the water is. There's no chemical issues. The water's coming out almost from the mountains. That's how pure it is.
Are they going to pour some concrete and make it permanent?
Nope.
Semi-permanent?
This is the way that they want
This
it.
is the.
And in fact, they don't want you to pour slab. They want you to, you can pour like a footer around it, and then they want you just to use gravel.
Gravel in.
Now, if you guys are looking at me, I'm like completely shocked at this point when he's telling me that, they're not going to pour anything to anchor those things. Yeah, I mean, we live in Florida, right? In hurricane hell, when there's a hurricane and the winds are going 100, 200 miles an hour, and they're going to come through his backyard, probably trying to rip his house off the foundation. They're going to have these little tanks out there unprotected. They're going to be blown away. I mean, I'm just saying.
Infill.
That way it could leach through
Ah,
if there was ever a problem.
gotcha.
And whenever you build it, you have to build it in a way that they can take all these components out.
Watching fucking videos with clip-ins, clip-outs.
Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. You guys must be loving this. You can put this as a back a screensaver on your desktop. You have my image with my fingers, kind of like, hey, check this out, guys. It's like crazy. You know, this crazy guy out of Pensacola, he's just doing these video footage. So that's for you, plant lovers.
Oh Lord, yeah, you told me about that.
I told him to move all the way.
Okay, so that's we're kind of wondering what the flashing is in this location. So hey guys, I appreciate you guys jumping in here, taking a look at my videos. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Where's my thumb? Here.